Art O'Cal here at Legends of the Ring in New Jersey. The man to my right, a very rare appearance here at a professional wrestling convention, Tony Schiavone. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thanks a lot. Having a great time, meeting some very, very nice, very appreciative people of our sport.
You know, I was reading some of your tweets leading up to this event, and this is the first convention that you've actually come and done autographs for. What made you decide that this is the time?
Well, I work all the time. I work with the Georgia Football Network and the Georgia Basketball Network, and I do the Braves AAA team on the radio. So every weekend is pretty much taken, with the exception of maybe 3 weekends in March, between basketball and baseball. Well, this happened to be a weekend where the Dogs had a bye week, so I had nothing, and they contacted me, and it just worked out perfectly. The Dogs were off. We had this. If we were playing, I wouldn't be here. So I'm just busy. That's basically what it is.
So to bring that full circle, then, how much is professional wrestling in your life today, if at all?
With the exception of the fans that I respond to on Twitter, really not much. Yeah, my life is, the older I've gotten, the faster it's gone. So I'm going 100 miles an hour now, and I really don't stay up with it that much. It's great seeing all the guys I used to work with, but really not much.
CM Punk recently visited you in your studios, didn't he?
Well, we have WSB Radio has 5 stations, and he was at one of the FM stations. And I work in the newsroom there, and I saw him walk out. I put my hand on him. He snapped around. I said, "Tony Schiavone, congratulations on your career." And he said, "I met you years and years ago." And I said, "I'm sorry, I don't remember." And I think it's more my age than not remembering who he is. But yeah, he's quite a star, isn't he?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you've seen a lot of stars in your day. I want to talk about one incident. I'm sure that a lot of fans bring this up. Okay. When you were doing commentary and you were asked to basically deliver spoilers for the competition.
Right.
And I'm trying to put myself in your position, because I'm assuming that this is coming from above and you really have no choice. How did you feel as a broadcaster having to do that?
Well, it was a combination of feeling lousy because I knew better, but it was also doing what you were told. And I would do whatever they would tell me. Sometimes the issue got to be, there were so many people telling me what to do, I wasn't sure that it came all the way from that high up or not sometimes. Because there at the end I had like 5 or 6 people talking to me in my ears. So it was a combination of not wanting to do it, thinking it was not right, but wanting to do it because it was told to do it. So that's all I can tell you.
Were you surprised, especially the Mick Foley one? That's the one that gets talked about a lot, where you're like, that'll put butts in seats, and then all of a sudden this amount of people turn the channel. Were you surprised at that?
Surprised they turned the channel?
Yeah.
No. No, people want to see a title switch, right? I would have turned to the channel. Yeah.
When you look back on your wrestling career, what are some of the highlights for you?
My biggest highlight is doing Madison Square Garden the first time ever when I worked for the WWE in '89. Lord Alfred and I did Hogan and Boss Man in a steel cage at Madison Square Garden in the afternoon. We took a flight. Back then, I believe they had the commuter planes, the Trump commuter planes. Took a flight to the Boston Garden, and to Boston, did the Boston Garden show that night for Nesson. So did MSG Network and Nesson, and I had just been with Jim Crockett Promotions. They've been real small time, so to speak, and being able to work Madison Square Garden for the first time, and being able to work with Lord Alfred Hayes, who's one of the great men, God rest his soul, in this business, was probably the highlight of my career.
One last question for you. You were there in WCW till the very end, and things were getting a little rough near the end of WCW. And I'm wondering, how much did that, when WCW ended, how much of it was a conscious decision to get rid of professional wrestling in your career and kind of move on to sports? Did you feel like you wanted to pursue the WWE, or did you feel like that was the end for your professional wrestling chapter in your broadcasting career? Yeah,
it was a mixture. I felt like I wanted to pursue it because I had a family, growing family, and I wanted to keep the lifestyle, but my wife told me, she said, now your chance to get out of it, so why don't you take it? So,
did you find it difficult to transition back into sports?
No, not at all. It was very easy.
We got some fans waiting here for you, Tony. Thank you very much for your time.
No problem.